Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, I just wanted to go through something that's a bit misleading. I personally am or have been wrong in my evaluation of Amaterasu here. And the reason for that, if we have a look. So if we jump into talent, so I've got her at 8 stars here. It's respectable, but Amaterasu permanently increases the entire team's HP by 50%. When Amaterasu lands a critical hit, she applies shield 300% of her attack to all allies. Now, second part of this passive, Amaterasu permanently doubles the entire team's crit damage. 50% of her damage dealt is converted into her shield. Something which I need to point out. So let's jump into Lost City here. And let's go all the way back down here because I need something specific in order to test this. So we'll jump into chapter 355, go to our Avengers here. Yep, no, still not been able to beat it. And this is the team setup that I've tested with. Now, we will get a little bit of shield because of the Royal synergy. So if you don't know, Royals, let's go and click on, where have you gone? Let's go ahead and click on the Royal faction. At the start of battle, all allies receive shield equal to 100% of their own attack for 2 rounds, and that's 125% their own attack for 2 rounds. That shield is absolutely fine, but what I want to show off, there's no other way of us generating shield on this team. So we've got Amaterasu, Anubia, Bai Sujen, Dorabella, Elisha. Elisha will pump us up with attack and HP increases. Dorabella does provide additional damage and additional crits and follow-ups. Bai Sujen does apply the extra HP when Bai Sujen herself gets a crit, and Anubia I don't believe applies any shield whatsoever. It's the reason I'm not including Katrina in this. So crit rate increased, and crit damage. Any runes? Any runes? No. Illusion. Okay, that's fine. So no other shielding on here. But what I wanted to show off is the wording is incorrect, and therefore I have been incorrect. So my apologies for this. But if we have a look, we've got our shield here. No crits on Amaterasu, or no crits for Amaterasu at the moment. We will activate Gourd. This will double the number of buffs that we receive. But as you can see here, when a unit gets a crit, if our units ever do crit, potentially they probably won't do, but we'll see. Right, so the crits happen here, and Anubia is getting all of that shield. Nobody else is getting that shield. If we look at Amaterasu, she's doing her ultimate. Now she's had shield applied to her, 6 stacks of shield. Elisha, no shield on her. And now shield is going up. So the way that Amaterasu works, and as you can see, because Elisha did absolutely massive damage on those crits, it means that we get the shield for her. So she's had all of her shielding done. Dorabella got to get all of her shielding done as well. And as you can see, our team is now loaded up with shields without Amaterasu having to attack. So we see Amaterasu here. The rest of the team don't get shields. What I think this passive means is that when a unit does crit, they will receive shielding equal to 50% of the damage done. And if you have her up to 9 stars, you will get shielding equal to 100% of the damage done. So as you can see, a hefty amount of shielding there. Really, really strong. But again, Anubia gets her shielding, but the rest of the team don't have any shielding to speak of. But as soon as they do a critical hit, they do get that shielding. So it is, I think it's a different story with Amaterasu. I think that she is actually quite powerful. I thought she was mid at first. And the reason that I thought she was mid is because I thought she had to get the crit. And I thought that she had to do that crit damage. And she was only doing it once per turn. As you can see, Amaterasu gets her shielding, but she also dishes it out a little bit when she does a crit. But, of course, we get no crits there. But you see Bai Sujen, she's got no shielding. She does get a crit, and so her shields go up. This is relatively similar to Katrina, except that Katrina does not give shielding when she does a crit. So it is a slight improvement over it. But I just thought it would be best to bring this to light, because over the past couple of days I've done my 8 and 9 star, my 7 and 8 star reviews of Amaterasu, and I've called her mid. And that is unfair because the information was incorrect. So as you can see, every time we do a crit, or every time a unit does a crit, they will get a 50% of that back in shielding. So if we're doing absolutely massive damage, increasing our crit damage as well, as you can see, massive crit damage here. But if we do absolutely massive damage and she's at she's getting 50% of the shield back, or the unit that does the crit gets 50% of the shielding back in damage done, then it's going to make your team much, much more viable. Again, I think at higher levels, the shielding isn't going to matter too much. I think my initial evaluation, that the shielding isn't super important and that it does go down too quickly, is correct. I don't think that it's a super viable strategy in PvP or in PvE either. But I do think that I was incorrect about how Amaterasu's passive worked, and I needed to do a redaction effectively, or a reconciliation, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying that I was incorrect on my initial assessments, in that she does apply shield to the entire team, and the entire team can apply shielding to themselves as well. So as you can see, massive crit damage here, and Elisha here has massive shielding as well. Very, very strong. Very, very strong. But I still think that it's not as strong as the others. I still think she is the worst of the seasonal units currently. And again, it's primarily because the shielding is just mid. Like, it gives you a bit of extra protection, sure, but it doesn't equate to 5,000 HP increase. It doesn't equate to massive attack increases either. HP stacks, attack stacks, it's just not comparable to Elisha. So I still think she's mid, but I think I was wrong in that evaluation. So thanks very much for watching. I do hope you have a fantastic day, and my apologies. So yeah, good luck.